What's going on, guys? It's been quite a while since I've last uploaded a video, but my channel's still pretty active in the comments, so I appreciate you guys for that. Seeing as apparently the entire world is on coronacation, I figured it'd be a great time to, share little updates on my fish room. However, there were really little updates because a lot has changed. And I say that in like every video I've uploaded, but things just go by quickly, so let's go ahead and check them out. Starting off with what was over here. At one point there was a 30-gallon. That was my main display tank for a while. It was right here on top of some drawers. But since I have moved that, these are like tarantulas and scorpions, and I've just kind of downsized this drawer, and now I just have a 5-gallon spec on it. This spec, I mean, the goal with this tank is just, I don't know, kind of have a little bit of fun. Nothing, I don't want to do anything too intense. I've got some white clouds and a clown killifish. The clown killie, I got a pair of them, but I got them the day we got them into the store, and the female died like pretty much instantly. So did all the other females. I'm not sure if it was just they weren't well adjusted, but I still have this male. I've had him for a good probably about 3 months now, which is not a huge amount of time, but he looks awesome. I wish my camera would pick up the true color of him, but yeah, you can see that nice blue eye right there. But in this tank, the stuff, all this Anubias, I have, like, this is all, see, I think this is Lanceolata right here, this is Ferrazzi, and I think this one is Ferrazzi as well. I might have that backwards. Those guys are just chilling up in some lava rock. There, I dose, I'll show you my fertilizer in a second, but I just fertilizer just once a week. Take out pretty much 3/4 of the water every Saturday. Just run a hose through my window and fill it back up. No big deal, and everything stays fine. All these crypts came from a different tank. I'll show in just a second. Oh yeah, some Anubias Batari up here, and then up there, not doing so hot, is some more Anubias Nana Petite. But we'll get to more of that Nana Petite in a second. I've had this Amazon sword forever. It just stays that small. Java Fern, I have Java Fern like right there. There's a piece on that crypticorn. It's just, there's another piece in that crypticorn. You just have Java Fern whenever you start getting Java Fern, or whenever you buy Java Fern, you just start getting babies all the time. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, all this crypticorn came from a different tank. This is not a crypticorn. This is Amazon sword, which came off of one of my bigger Amazon swords, which is in a tank over there, that tank. I threw in this tank. This is under the sand, and you can see it coming up there because of I put this hydrocotyle in yesterday or the other day, and kind of disturbed it. But under the sand is Eco Complete, and so this one is still getting adjusted, but you can see it's getting some new growth there, and then right to the right of that as well. So exciting. Just like I said earlier, a couple of times actually, this crypticorn has been from other tank, and some hydrocotyle tripartia. I just added this. Let's see, just maybe 3 days ago. So I'm not sure. I mean, it's still acclimating to the tank. I'm not really sure what it's going to wind up being. I really am debating whether or not I should wait for it to finish acclimating to this tank, or just throw it in another tank. because I'm not sure how well it would do in here with all these crypts and with all these crypts competing for nutrients. I really like this plant. Every time we get into the store, I always wait to buy it. Customers end up buying it all. So when it came in, I just went ahead and got my hands on it. Like I said, back to fish. Just like there's some white cloud minnows and this clown killie. I wish I could get another female, but it's gonna be a while before we get any other clown killies in. My supervisor found them for a great deal, and we just had to take them. And then, like I said, these don't really pertain to my aquariums, but there's just some scorpions. Desert hairy scorpion. That's a Mexican. No, that's a vinegaroon. That's my pink toe, and that is down there a Mexican red. So, if you watched my previous video, you know that I did have a saltwater tank over there. We'll get back to that, to what's over there. But I decided I wanted to go all fancy and get this is a water box. It's only a cube tin. It's been set up not quite a year. The end of June will be a year. I have a log on it, and most of these corals are still relatively new. The only thing that I've had in here long term is this Favia right here, that rock flower, and that trumpet coral. Most of the other things I got within the last couple of months. And the reason being is I just never, when I started up the tank, I just never got into it like I thought I would. I got distracted by school starting again, and I just had to take some time for bigger things. But coming around, I this past couple weeks I've been able to get a couple more frags, and I was up in New York City at the Aquatic Experience not too long ago and got a couple of frags there, some bam bams, a bunch of these mushrooms. There's a big frag somewhere back there, right there, and that big Monty cat. Some gold, purple and gold hammer corals, as a Euphilia. I really love those. And then I got a couple of other things. Actually, I got these two. I got both of those in New York as well, and that was a couple of months ago. And this one is the only one I've seen any growth out of. It actually got a new head, I guess you'd call it. This one has really just remained the same. Still colorful, still healthy. I feed them. All of them I get refroids. So, elegance coral right here. I just turned the light on. That's why he's not opened up, and that's why the Euphilia has not really opened up either. Now, one of my most popular videos on my channel is my keyhole cichlid aquarium, which was where that tank is now. So that was the 30-gallon keyhole cichlid. Really South American themed, but I don't know what I thought of that tank. I enjoyed it. Long term, I didn't. I wanted bigger and I wanted better, and I was looking at getting a 65-gallon just on and off, and one of my coworkers actually was selling one with a stand. So I went to his house, and he gave me a great deal on this beautiful 65-gallon. This has been set up since August of 2019. Now, most of the plants in here I have you've seen already. There's the Amazon sword, the red melon swords. A lot of that has already, I've literally had like the same plants for years. What is kind of different to you guys, but not necessarily to me, is all this jungle val back there. So all this is jungle val. I've had this before. It was in my 30-gallon, just not when I had it, not when I posted the keyhole cichlid video. So this is the jungle val that has been in my 30-gallon in this tank for a long time. You can see it's green. It's really healthy. And this one I got these two bunches I got 2 weeks ago. Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. So they're still adjusting, but they're already doing really amazing. They've already got they're becoming a lot greener, and their leaves are becoming a lot stronger. I've got a bunch of different Nubias in here. This is Farazi on this side. This is on this driftwood is Farazi, Lancelota, and I think this is just regular Nana. And then I got like this thing is literally as big as my hand. I don't know. I don't remember exactly where I got this, but I have a bunch of Anubias Nana Petite, and so that's where the pieces in that came from. You know, I've got some growing right there. There's Anubias Nana Petite just growing around everywhere. Of course, I got some Java Fern in there. There's a Farazi as well, but he's not doing too hot. I don't know if I want to move him to a piece of wood like that, or just let him kind of do his own thing down there. I might move him to the rock. You know, this is just, you know, basic lava rock and a couple of other, like river stones, and I don't remember what these rocks are called right here, but I have noticed, I've not been using root tabs lately, and I have noticed a deficiency in my Amazon swords, which is, I mean, what's weird is I'm getting a lot of nice growth out of this red melon, and, but it has a lot of iron, and, you know, iron is being seeped from this lava rock down here, and you know, as well as my fertilizer. Speaking of which, right now I'm just using Continuum Flora Viv. I have like Seachem Flourish and Flourish Advanced and Excel in my drawer over there. I just don't, I'm just not dosing it at the moment. There was really no rhyme or reason. I just picked up that fertilizer out of the drawer along with the other ones, and I was like, okay, I'll just use this one. But so that's literally a story of why I use that fertilizer. So that tank gets fertilized once a week, just a little bit, and this gets fertilized a couple of times a week, because trying to help out these swords a little bit, although I really just need to put some root tabs in there. As far as other plants go, you know, I've got some cryptocorn I'm trying to grow out. Once again, this cryptocorn came from that tank right there, and so I added this just a couple of days ago, waiting for it to hopefully carpet, not really carpet, but, you know, get a nice foreground plant. Some cutback red Ludwigia, Creepin' Charlie, you know, Jungle Val, like I said. That's the red melon, like I talked about earlier. Jungle, you know, some more Java Fern. This thing back here is actually a water lily. It's not, you know, they sell it as pond plants. You're not supposed to do it as an aquarium plant, but whatever. At the store in the display tank, we tossed one in, and it grew up, and it was amazing. It had a beautiful flower on it, and that's what hopefully I'm gonna get out of this one. This is, I don't know how to say the genus name, but it's just your standard water lily. So in this one is Chromatella, so that is going to be like a yellow flower, kind of a whitish yellow flower, I should say. And it does grow very fast. You know, I've already got, this is literally that a smaller leaf is literally growing from this morning, and it's already grown that. Those leaves pop up like every day. This one is growing to the top, and it's about to open up. Every couple of hours I look at it, it's unraveling just a little bit more. So added that as a you know, just a little burst of color, you know, along with the red Ludwigia. Whenever this gets grown real tall, I just kind of cut it back because I don't like the stems. So, you know, I let it grow tall, and then, you know, when the stems come out, it's fine. It's not, you know, like lacking nutrients or anything. I just don't like that look, so I just, you know, cut it back down and let it do its thing again. And yeah. Now I know a lot of you are probably thinking, wait, what? Why are there Discus? Where, like, just a keyhole cichlid, and then there's Discus and all this other stuff. Well, basically, at the same time, 3 of my keyhole cichlids passed away, and that was, let's see, I think in July, so a little bit before I got this tank, and it was still in the 30-gallon. They all got sick and died. I'm not sure. If you go back and you look at my video, those fish had been sitting in the store for a good while, like a year. So they were severely stunted. Honestly, I don't know why this guy's made it and those other guys haven't. But anyway, this one's still going strong. He's just as gorgeous. I was thinking about getting other ones, but he seems content with. He's not shy at all. So he seems content with all these other fish, and he's not threatened. He comes out to eat with everyone. So I'm with him. I'm okay, kind of letting him be his own, because, like I said, he does, you know, get along with these guys. Discus. I wanted Discus. Didn't have tanks big enough, so when I got the 65, I had the space big enough for him, and I got 3 Discus. I don't remember the you know, names for them. Either way, these are bulletproof Discus. I've had them, no, almost a year. It's March now, or it's pretty much April now, and I got them in July of last year. So these guys are bulletproof. I run the tank at 82. It's 81.5 right now, but temperature set at 82. So these guys are in the middle of the debate, I guess you'd say. I've read all over the place people saying if you keep them fine, if you keep them like 78, they'll be fine. But if you don't keep them at like 86, they'll die. Happy medium. These guys, like I said, they were born. Well, I'm not sure if I did say this, but they were born in the USA. Their genes are just really healthy. And you don't. I got them from Just Fish in Biloxi. I don't know the exact anything about their their genes, but they are very, very strong, and they're also pretty expensive. These particular Discus, for their size, I mean, I paid like $80 a piece for these. Well, this one came from Cody, my supervisor. But anyway, I paid 60 for him. But these guys are about $80 a piece, and look how big they are. You can go anywhere else, on like an Aquabid or something, and find the same size Discus for about 20 or 30 bucks. The difference is these guys, you're getting a very, very hardy Discus. So I'm very confident in their ability to handle things. This tank, I keep it stable. Once a week, I take out about a little over half the water. Probably about a 55% water change once a week. Once again, just run it out my window, bring the hose back up, and yeah, I'd like to think that I could go a week or two without having to do a water change, and they'd be fine. Other fish in here, I'm not sure. I've had this mud darter for, it's not really a mud darter, I don't even know what it is, a fat sleeper goby. Regardless, I've had her forever. She's actually one of the fish I caught in my Dolphin Island video. So catching wild mollies, when I went and caught those mollies, she ended up being part of that. Lemon tetras. There's like 8 or 10 of them in there. Then my Cory cats. And I have a bunch of. I saw them in and out through the video. They're little right now, but some Nanacara anomala. Golden eye dwarf cichlid. There's about 7 of those in here. And let's see, I just saw one, the Epistogramma McMasteri and Epistogramma Maduro. I've got a pair of both of those. Oh, there's one of the Nanacara. So they're very little right now. Got a pair of both of those. And then just one lone Emperor Tetra that Caitlin gave me. So what is, let's see, here's the female. So this is something that's going to be here temporarily. You know, a couple other fish, like one of the Nanacara, whenever they get a little bit bigger, I might rehome them. But that right there is a female Fundula panchax. I don't remember how to say the species name because it's something weird. It starts with an S. So it's a blue Galaris Kili. That's the Niger Delta species. So that's the female right there, and then the male is right here. Sorry, get a good. It's hard to get a good, you know. They're killifish. I've kept them before. I've kept Rachawi, Gardneri. This is my first keeping a pair of Efundula panchax. So I want to take these guys out of here. I need to redo something over here, and I can get like a 5 or a 10 gallon or however, and toss in, you know, some moss and a mop. Let them do their thing. I want to try breeding these guys because I did get them as a pair, and most of the time they do stay together. I think I don't know what their deal is, why they're not together right now, but most of the time, like I said, they are together. So they've only been here a couple of days, so I'm not letting them get too adjusted to anything before they will get moved as soon as I get the space, which is going to be in a couple of days from this video. Filtration. It's a 406 canister filter, Fluval 406. Nothing much to say. Heating is a E300 watt heater by Fluval again. Lighting, I've got 2. I've got a Current USA and then a Finex planted 24/7 HLC. So both of these I like. You can do with the Finex is you get this remote. I keep it on the max setting, and then for the Current USA, it comes with this little dial right there, and it's got like a blue white like storm almost like mode. So I just combine the blue and light, turn them on as high as they'll be. That way I get the best spectrum, because you know, you get red coming out of the out of both of these as well. So we're getting red spectrum, a lot of blue to bring out the colors, and like that discus right there. I just like the way it all looks up. So you're getting a nice spectrum. But I'm taking this video when everything's not really grown in. Maybe I'll do, you know, I'll give it a couple more weeks, and we'll do we can do a video of me trimming some plants. And then last but not least, as far as tanks go, this is it's like a whatever tank is literally what it is. I've got like a bunch of Endlers in here. These are pure Endler females that it's not really much to brag about, but I did breed them. And then look, see, I've got even more babies in there. So Endlers are becoming one of my favorite fish. I don't have any males at the moment. I want to trade them and get some better pure varieties to some, and then breed them with these, because these guys I'm just waiting on they still got, look, see, they're still pregnant. I'm waiting for them to pop all their babies out. These babies, once they get bigger, sell them back to the store, and you know, just there's about 7 babies or so. They only have about 4 babies at a time. At least my batches are. You know, I watch them give birth, and it's just about 3 or 4. There's only about 7 babies in here right now. Some, you know, females are still pregnant. So I get some males in once those guys, I don't know, just finish everything. This tank is unheated. And that's kind of why I call it a whatever tank as well, because it's kind of almost an experiment. I found that, and don't really do water changes on it either. I just kind of fill it up, top it off, you know, once a week or so. Regardless, going back to it, I've got Java moss. That is Trident Java fern. And then a couple of swords. These are melon swords that came off of that one over there. These are micro sword, which I found, in my experience, does better in a unheated tank. So I've gotten a couple of clumps off of that. I basically just keep 2 of these. Like there's, see, you can see the roots coming off of that one. I have other plants in the way, but there's a bunch of little plants coming off of it, and it looks really healthy. This is maybe fertilized every other week or something. I don't really do anything with this tank because, like, you know, once again, it just gets a lot of fertilizer from well, from the food and poop from the endlers and snails. But it's going to be Euca complete, absorbing that and turning it into nutrients. So I don't really fertilize it, and I get good growth out of all of these. You know, this sword back here was had just a couple of leaves. Now it's got a bunch, and this one just started off where it is. It's hard to see because that crypticorn and S. repens. But speaking of S. repens, the only plant that hasn't done good in this is the S. repens, and I think it's making a comeback. It's this is new growth as of last week, and then I've got this little growth coming up right here. Got some roots, and looks like we're getting some new growth right there as well. But it's just kind of like a whatever tank. I guess I'll move on to food. Bring the chair over. I feed a variety of different foods. So all my fish have tasted a lot of different food. And right now, and the reason being is I work at a fish store, so I get to try out a lot of different foods, and I want to help customers, help y'all get the best. These are what Aquarium Co-op has been. These are Cereonit tabs, and Aquarium Co-op has been going on about them for quite a long time, and I really enjoy them. My fish seem to love them. My discus look great. They look, they got a healthy weight to them. Their colors are looking better. I was feeding extreme fish flakes before this. Once again, another great food. But so this tank is again Cereonit tabs, and all my freshwater tanks are getting the Fipigram. These are the yeah, you can see these are the granules. I mean, from so far, I think my white clouds have benefited the most from them. I think their red has shown up a lot better using this food, but about I don't know, my like everything else in here hasn't really changed much, which I guess is fine. But it has been a while since I've been feeding that, so I think that just adds on to the extreme fish food, which I need to get some more of. I like that a lot, or my fish like that a lot. But as you saw, my clown killie, he was still very pretty. He's looked better, and it's not the water quality, and it does have to do with the lighting as well. But you saw the white clouds as well. They're very pretty. They're awesome. So, and that is probably, I would say, from the Sarah food, and not from the Extreme. And there's one of the Pissagrama Panduro. And then whenever I pay attention, everything starts coming out. But yeah, this guy gets literally these are just a bunch of Hikari foods, and I don't know, it's just a bunch of junk put together. Just a medley, that's what I'm looking for, medley. I have not fed this in a while. This is something I got for free. Once again, it's Sarah. I've not fed this in a while. Honestly, I can't tell the difference with him. I think what makes the most difference in people's fish, or you know, like a marine tank, is what they feed their corals, or if they have more, you know, advanced fish other than like clownfish and a goby and shrimp and whatnot. So this video has gone on for about 30 minutes, but man, just thank you guys for watching, and I love reading your comments. I love responding to comments. It really, you know, this is uploading again, so I hope you guys enjoy this video, and you know, I'll start uploading you know, more often, especially coming this summer months. I plan on doing a mini pond. I plan on doing a lot more stuff with plants. I want to start getting into, I don't want to say more advanced plants, but I don't have a word for it right now, so more advanced plants. So stay tuned for that, guys. Like I said, I really appreciate you guys watching and interacting in the comments. It's a whole load of fun. You take it easy.